Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all the ages. Welcome back to Wallaby Racing League Tier number 1. And we're here for round number 11 for the Hungarian Grand Prix. But first off, let's have a recap of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix that happened just a couple of weeks ago. We have Yusuf Goat winning with a Miss P2, Potato P3, Ryan Cox P4, Fins P5, Ferrari Pro P6, ZK P7, Sniper P8, Bennett P9, and Turos Gamer P10. Jono, Domi, Semi, Ken Rams, and McJamie getting the last points paying position. Viper missing out. The DNFs, as you can see, the big one there is Left 4 Dead. He crashed out at turn 3 at the exact same place as he did last season. So, what does that mean for the championship? Well, not much really. It's Potato 102 points behind Left 4 Dead. There is a little over 140 points left, including fast lap point. So, Left 4 Dead can't win the title tonight, but he can certainly put one hand on the title here this evening. Abyss in P3, challenging Potato for that P2 spot. Kevin Adams, who's not here tonight, in P4, and the Oxman in P5. In the Constructors, it's Ferraris to lose here. 124 points is the margin. It's going to be an absolute bottle from here from Ferrari. I think they could win it here tonight. I'm not entirely too sure. If not, then they certainly have one hand on the title. Then we've got RB Kick Sauber. The Alpines are closing in on it, but there's no Alpine here this evening. So the Sauber boys, they've only got one driver, which is Chandler. They can try and pull away again from Alpine. Red Bull P5, they're chasing the Alpines. They can, well, with Abyss, can try and close it on that. Williams P6, Aston P7, McLaren P8, Haas P9, with Mercedes in P10. They could join the 100-point gang here this evening if they both can score score enough points here this evening. What does that mean for the championship? Also, there is a round removed. So we've gone from 5 rounds left to 4, including tonight. So Japan is off the calendar. And so only 4 rounds to go. Lot to play for out here this evening at Hungary. Let's move on to the main stream here. And welcome to a wet and wild Hungaroring here this evening in Hungary, near Budapest. Hungary is, it can be a fun track, can be a fun racing track. It is very difficult to overtake though, but as we've seen in the past, that hasn't stopped the drivers trying to make some moves here. If you remember last season, the battle between Left 4 Dead and the Oxman all the way to the final lap, the incident in the turn 1 on the final lap, where they both came together. So, the controversies up and down, up and in the field. Not just last season, but seasons gone. I'm not sure how the other tiers went here at this past week, so probably one to watch out for tonight. Reedy's gone for the wets, so, and a couple of drivers gone for the inters. So, interesting. 14 car grid here, which is a shame. I'm not sure what Gerbot is doing, if he's going to be racing or not. If he does, it's 15, so at least all points are covered. As Reedy goes up into P1, 29-2. And obviously we will be doing a restart due to the collisions. So 14 car grid, it's coming to the end of the season. It's coming to the end of the game cycle as well. So with only 4 rounds to go, and next week is a double header. It's a back-to-back round as well, and I fear for that round next week. Well, I really do, chat. I would not be surprised if that gets moved to a singular race. I would not be surprised, chat. City Sweating is Ryan Cox. For those of you who want to know, that is actually Ryan Cox. Riley P2. Lovely stuff. But yeah, I fear for next week, chat. I would not be surprised if that gets turned into a one race round. Maybe like a wild card just to balance it out instead of having the back to back round. If we get numbers like this next week, I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm not pretty sure, but I would hazard a guess that there will be maybe another calendar change. But as I mentioned earlier, Japan is off the calendar. There was a vote put out to the lads in all tiers, so Japan is off, which is a shame. But it's quite surprisingly, Japan is off the calendar. So instead of 5 rounds, there's 4 rounds to go, and not sure what the plan is for next week, but at this stage it's still a back-to-back round. But obviously that might change come next week. Won't know until check-in comes out, of course. So, with that bear in mind, chat, with only 4 rounds to go, I want to know, chat, who's been your driver of the season? Like we got it. I don't know if fully we're gonna do like an awards night or something, but if they are, who is your tier 1 driver of the season? I mean, Reedy probably will win it because he's just been a dominant force this season. But if you exclude Reedy here, I mean, the championship is actually not, for P2 down, it's pretty close. For mine, it's this man here, Chandler. I said at the start of the season, this guy is like one of those hidden gems that there's like 1 or 2 in every tier, every season. But in tier 1, there's like a hidden gem where, okay, you don't know much about this guy, but throughout the season, he's like, oh, okay, he's this person. Yes, he did have a rough start. I mean, getting caught up into many incidences and losing placing. He should be on a lot more points, in my opinion. But I think probably after a month or so of racing here in Wallaby, he cleaned up his act. He hasn't been in many incidents that I have noticed. I haven't seen too many stewards reports from him, involving him, I should say. So, I think this guy here is probably my driver of the season. After about round 3 or 4, where he was just constantly in battles and incidences, he's actually shown that he can be up there. He's fighting. He fought with Reedy on multiple occasions, Abyss as well, Coxie as well, his teammate Campbell Adams. I think his best is like a P4, I want to say. He hasn't been on the podium yet, but he's been close on multiple occasions. And so, if next season, if you're a team principal, you're looking at this guy as, I mean, I hate to say number 1, number 2 drivers, but he is the perfect number 2 driver. He'll get you the top 10s that you need. He'll squeeze out a couple of like P4, P5s. He might nab a podium here and there. And if you're a team Like if you're a team fighting for constructors, you need that type of driver here. Yes, you want him to score podiums every race, but it can't be done because you got to have the consistency to do it. He hasn't got the consistency yet. Maybe next season, new game. Like everyone, realistically, on a level playing field. Chandler could be one to watch out in that draft, in Wallaby draft next season, if he decides to race next season. It's a massive opportunity for a team principal to see, okay, this guy is here. Where he's in the championship, I can't remember where he was. Let me just double check that for you, chat. He's P9 and he's not far off Ryan Cox. So he's in the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. So again, he is that perfect number 2 driver. Someone's improved. It's Ryan Cox goes up into P2, still 4/10 behind Reedy. Reedy's still on those wets, 6 minutes to go. But yeah, getting back to the original question, chat. Who is your driver of the season? Reedy's probably going to win it, but Chandler would not be far off. He would not be far off. Let me know what your thoughts are, chat. Let me know what your thoughts are on who's been your tier 1 driver of the season. Because, as I said, there's 4 rounds to go, including this one. Probably got to start thinking about it. In case, we do some sort of an awards night here. Which I think they should. You know. It's a bit of fun, and now you show off some recognition to the drivers in each of the tiers. So yeah, let me know who's been your driver of the season thus far here. I mean, it might change in the next month. Because there's literally a month left, chat, till the season ends, new game comes out, sign-ups are open, or at least interest is now open, so head on over to the Discord. I'm sure one of the admins will put the link in the chat for the people. Unfortunately, I can't do it. But yeah, let us know, chat. Let us know what your thoughts are. So, 4 minutes remaining here, chat. Chandler is on a run. The Haas, I think, is at Truos. No, of Camilla is getting in the way of Chandler here. 3.5 tenths up here. So, it is Inter's time here. Sammy's coming around the final corner. He'll post a 1:28.8 P9 for Sammy here. I believe Chandler and Sammy like the this is their first season racing here in. Well, I could be wrong. Let me know, chat or admins, if I'm correct or not. I believe that these two are first time racing here in Wallaby. I know they're first time racing in tier 1, just don't know if they've raced in other tiers before. So Chandler and Sammy, they've done pretty well. I think Chandler's probably been the better of the two. I mean, Chandler's P9 in standing. Sammy, not that far off. I could be wrong. Sammy is... he's P18. So, and a fair way off in terms of points. So, yeah. Chandler's done very, very well here in his first season of Tier 1 here. I mean, fair play to the Sauber team principal. I don't know who it is exactly, Peter Campbell and this man here. one recognised driver, one not recognised driver, and I dare say after this season, he's now a recognised driver here. Top 10 in the drivers, and that's nothing to shy away about either, chat. That's nothing to shy away about either. If you're a team principal next season, you're looking at this guy going, okay, if I can pair him up with a quick driver, I mean, I'm looking at these two here, Chandler and Abyss. That could be a scary proposition next season, chat. That could be a scary proposition next season here. Coxie's out on wets. That is interesting. His teammate is coming out on inters with a minute and a half to go here. 90 seconds. Troy's gamer has not come out of the pits yet. You know what, chat? Let's run on board with Chandler here around Hungary on this final run here. Maybe not, chat. Maybe not. He's got enough time to go around again, I want to say. Although it's cutting it close. There's 50-odd seconds to go. It's cutting it close for Chandler. Reedy's doing a lap. Camilla's not come out, so he is done. There's Truas. I don't think he'll make it. I mean, Chandler's right there. And there's 30 seconds to go. Chandler might just make it. He might just make it here. Finn's is right there. There's 20 seconds. I mean, Troyes might just make it. 20 seconds to go. 20 seconds to go. He's got 2 corners to go. Chandler's at the final corner here. So, chat, let's try this again. Let's run up on Chandler for the final run here in qualifying. Oh my god, Chandler's on pole! He's on pole! Oh my word! Go on, son! That's his first pole position of the season! Oh my word! Oh my word, chat. We'll get the screenshots, but my word. Go on, son! Chandler on pole ahead of Reedy. Potato down in P10. The man in P10 in the championship. He's got to get through, what's that, 8 cars here. Oh my word, yes! Chandler on pole position. for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to we'll be racing the T1 here for the Hungaro ring here in Hungary. It is going to be a fantastic race. Dry weather, it seems to be here for at least for the start here. 14 car group challenge on pole against Left 4 Dead. It's all going to be happening into turn number one would suspect here. Who's your money on, chat? Will Reedy take the lead at some point? Can Chandler hang on to the lead? Or can someone... what can Potato do from P10? The man in P2 in the championship, he's got to beat Left 4 Dead. So, and there is a 102 point gap with 140 odd points left in the final 4 rounds. It is 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we go. Chandler gets off the line very, very well here. Viper looking for a move around the outside. Can he hold on? Round the outside of Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead will have the inside line here. It looks like it's Viper up in the P2. That is good news for Chandler because you'd rather have Viper than Reedy behind you in P2. But Reedy's going around the outside here of turn 3, turn 4. Viper and Reedy both had snaps, but it looks like everybody's gotten through cleanly here. It's Chandler ahead of Viper, Reedy P3. Ryan Cox P4, Biss down in the P5, Potato still in that P10 mold, Riley P7, Finn's P6 here, into the first chicane here, and Chandler has opened up a little bit of a gap here. We'll bring up the tyres, it's all mediums, and so it's going to be a one-stop, mediums to hards here. No one going the alternate strategy here. Got to be careful simply because with only such a small grid, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I don't think that's going to be an issue. There's some happenings here. Semi's off. I think that was just a spin here, but Potato's up in a P8. He's got to get through 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 cars just to get up to Reedy here. And the fifth car is Reedy to overtake and to try and stay ahead here. But at the end of that one, Chandler, I think that's his first lap led, full lap led, legitimately, and not through pit stops or anything. So, GG's to Chandler here. Viper, put the pressure on here. Putting on the pressure. Telemetry is on? Yes, it is. It was just covered. But yeah, battery going to be all important here, especially onto the 2 DRS straights here. And looks like Chandler's trying to open up a gap here. Camilla's already got a 3-second time penalty. Well, fans of the Camillo variety, that's not what you want to see this early on lap 2. You've already got 3 warnings. Reedy putting some pressure on to Viper. DRS is now enabled here, so the gaps are 7 tenths. Just over 7 tenths between Chandler and Viper, but Chandler, the traction, it's just 8 tenths here. DRS now enabled. Viper is closing. And Chandler turned off the battery like halfway down the straight here. And Reed is centered on Viper. This is huge for Chandler. Here comes Viper down the inside of turn 3. Can he hold on? No, he can't. But there is Ryan Cox. He's got the move. Viper's been boxed in. And now it's a Ferrari 2-3 here. I'm pretty sure they can win the Constructors' title here this evening. I'm not too sure. The gap is 124 points, so I'm pretty sure they can win the Constructors' title here this evening. So, yeah. And, oh, Camillo's had enough. I think he's just happy to be here, really. I think Camillo's just happy to be here. Any other movements so far? Not really. So now, I think Chandler will say goodbye to leading this race as a Biscuits Viper here. Yep, there it is. There it is. So Reedy now leads this race here. And Abyss up at the P4. Abyss is P3 in the championship. He is chasing Potato for that P2 spot here. So Potato's got 2 battles to focus on. One is with Abyss and the other one on Reedy here. But everybody's on the medium tyres, so no one went the alternate strategy, which is interesting. I thought maybe someone lower end, maybe a Benno or someone go for the hards at the start here and go on mediums at the end. But you got to be mindful of the early safety car. But there hasn't been one in the opening 4 laps as of yet. Here's Potato, sends it on Rilo. Potato up into P7. He's clawing back some positions here after starting in P10. The man in P2 in the championship. He's got Fins and then his teammate. Oh, yeah, like Sector 3. It's a Haas. It's Truoz. It is Truoz Gamer. Is that going to be a safety car? No, it's not. No, it's not. And Chandler still holds firm in P2. Now, Chandler did get pole, but if he can convert it, I did say a win, but if he can convert it to a podium, P2, P3, I think his stock goes way up for next season. In these final 4 rounds here, including tonight, I think every driver will be on notice, every team principal watching. Benno up into P10 ahead of Mass Jr. in the Alpines. Fair enough. Potato still in P7, can't get close to Fins, who's half a second behind Viper, who's half a second behind Abyssy, but Abyssy's putting some pressure onto Ryan Cox here as Reedy's trying to break away. Reedy's trying to break away from Chandler here, just to dropping out of DRS here, but Chandler's still holding firm to that DRS. He's got no battery to play with though, so Chandler's he's got to save up some battery here. He's done very well in the opening stages here. Ferrari Pro's had a moment. Something else has happened. I think it was Ferrari Pro that had an issue. Bennett up into P9. Rilo P8, who's outside DRS now. 2 seconds behind Potato. So that's giving some breathing room to Potato, which he will be happily accepting here. And Camillo, he's got 6 seconds in 6 laps, chat. That's a second a lap of pens he's got. All fans. Oh, Potato's outside DRS. Can he get back in there? Oh my word, will he miss out? I think, he's boxing. He is boxing early. Is that because maybe tide temps? This is such an early stop for Potato. Ferrari Pro's in as well. The hards are absolutely OP at this track. They can go to the end from here. So this now becomes an interesting part of the race here. Potato pits. So let's have a look at the gap to the leader. It is 22.8 seconds between Potato and Reedy. Potato's got to get ahead of Camillo ASAP here. He's right behind him, as you can see on the mini-map there, chat. Who's pitted so far? Potato, Ferrari Pro, and Churros Gamer. But Churros was a necessary pit, and Potato and Ferrari Pro has just pitted for the hards to go to the Andy. 22.4 is the gap. 10 seconds of clean or fresh air between Potato and Semi here. So will anybody pit Wow, so Coxie is covering off Potato here. You have like Sector 2, it's Churros again. Just having a little bit of a spin, it would seem here. And Potato's coming around the final corner now. This is going to be close between Potato and Ryan Cox here. Ryan Cox, he's now up to speed. There is Potato. And Coxie comes out ahead of Potato 101 here. So the undercut has worked. The undercut has worked. So now, what do the leaders do here? What do the leaders do here? I don't think Chandler has to pit now. He does not have to pit now. He can stay out another couple of laps here and have a better tyre offset, which could be crucial come the end of the race here. I don't know how good Potato and Coxie are on the tyres. I know Coxie used to be good, but I don't know what he's like now. And yeah, Chandler stayed out, Reedy stayed out, Abyss, a Viper stayed out, Finns has stayed out, Benno as well, Rilo as well, Mash as well. They say, will Semi pit? No, he's staying out. So the top 9 have all stayed out. They have all stayed out, and Chandler's outside DRS. He's outside DRS range, so now Chandler is going to get back under that 1 second threshold here. Come the end of the lap. I think Reedy's trying to push here, because he might be coming in at the end of the lap. But Chandler's got to stay under that 1 second threshold here. Otherwise, it's good not to print for him on the start of the next lap. Whereas Ryan Cox and Potato are closing in. They're under 20 seconds each of Reedy, so Reedy might come out behind Potato here. I'm not sure what the pit lane loss is here. But the undercut is certainly the way to go. And Potato and Coxie's hards have come up to temperature. And Abyss is in. Abyss is in. This is to pass Viper, Chandler, and Reedy here. And look, Chandler does not have DRS. Reedy stays at 1.5 seconds. I think he'll still come out behind Potato here. Abyss is now coming out, and here comes Ryan Cox and Potato. And that is what the undercut is there, chat. That's a big margin. What is it? 2.5 seconds. And the Abyss has got to get his tyres up to temperature as well. So, there we go. There we go, chat. This is now going to be an interesting race here now. Rilo's made a mistake. I saw that on the mini-map. Nash Jr. gets ahead of him for P6 here. But what do the top 4 do here now? Reedy's going to go as long as he can here. And as I said, he boxes. Chandler's also boxing. Chandler is also boxing. That is interesting for Chandler. He's copying what Reedy is doing here. So they're both going to be behind Ryan Cox, Potato, potentially Abyss as well. Yeah, look. There's Abyss. The other like Sector 3, it's a Haas. And Abyss and Reedy are going side by side here. And I think Abyss is just letting him go through here. So Abyss did get ahead of Chandler. Ryan Cox is now the de facto race leader. And that is huge for Potato as well, because now he's in that P2 and ahead of Reedy. But Abyss, he's got his hards up the temperature. Reedy's trying his best to get his tyres up the temperature. So the undercut has proved beneficial here, chat. And Chandler is closing back up to Abyss here. And look, the leaders are in. Viper and Finns are in. Mars should be in. Same with Sammy. No, Sammy's staying out here, so the top three are in. So Sammy's the odd one out here, and now Potato has a car between him and Reedy. And that is huge. That is huge. The undercuts are happening here, chat. The undercuts are happening. There's the top stop. Sam is the only one that has not pitted as of yet. So there's the current gaps. So it looks like Reedy will get ahead of Sam. I think Sammy might box here. No, he's staying out. He is staying out. And yeah, there it is. Sammy doing the biggest offset here at the moment when he pits for the hards. And look, Potato's got a 2.5 second gap to Reedy here, who's got Abyss behind him. That could get spicy towards the end here. For a podium spot here. But Potato with the biggest undercut of them all here. There's a tie offset between Potato and Reedy. 4 laps between the best, it's 5 laps. 1 lap between Coxie and Potato here. So his harms will start to go off first very quickly. And also Ryan Cox as well. So Reedy and Abyss aren't out of it yet, but Sammy here, he'll have the biggest tire delta so far here. There's some yellow flags. It's Bano. Bano's off and no safety car as of yet. Well, yeah, that's a tire delta and Sammy's still staying out here. And now Chandler's got 3.5 seconds to catch up to Abyss here. Can Chandler do it? And look, really, 1.1. After having a 2.5 second gap, it's now 1.1. Camilo, another time penalty. That's 9 seconds already. There it is, 9 for Camilo, 3 for Ryan, 3 for Ryan Cox. Well, at the moment, Ryan Cox is now P4. Ryan Cox is now P4 here. And now all the top 4 are within DRS. So this is not good news for Chandler. I think he's just having a while of a time. He got pole position. He got undercutted by everybody. So now all he can hope for is maybe a late race safety car or some description here just to bring him back into the race. Sammy's finally in. So he'll do 20 laps. Or 21 laps on the hards here to take him to the end. And look, yeah, these 4 here, they'll just be in a train probably until lap 34, 35 here. So we're going to have 20 laps of absolute nothingness. chat between these four here. Fins and Viper doing their best to try and at least catch up to Chandler here in P5. But with Coxie having a 3-second time penalty, it's... I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I mean, don't forget, Potato and Ryan Coxie, 1 and 2, were the first ones to pit. Potato was the first one, then the next that Ryan Cox was. So, their hards will come unstuck in and maybe the next 10 laps or so. And look, there goes Reedy. Reedy's now ahead of Potato. Potato just letting him on by here. Nobody really fighting Reedy here, which is interesting. I mean, when there's 100 point margin here, there's really no point. But Potato and Bears, they're fighting for P2 here in the standings. Potato P2, Best P3. Oh. I thought something happened to Potato there. Or Abyss, I should say. Apologies there, Abyss, if you watch this back. But yeah, look, now the top four, half a second away from each other here. We're going to have 19 to go. 19 laps to go. So it's under the 20 threshold. So the next 10 laps, they might be crucial. Yeah, looks like, yeah, look. There he goes. We kind of knew these two weren't going to fight each other here, considering Coxie's got an early 3-second time. But Fins and Viper swapping each other. But Chandler's holding his own against those who can't close up to the top four here. They're all in the DRS slipstream here. With Fins and Viper, it's just those two trying to work together to try and catch up to Chandler here. Nothing seems to be working here, but he's holding his own here. But there might be some drama later on here. As Abyss is putting... Oh, he's starting to push here. He's starting to push. Are Potato's tyres starting to wear out? I mean, he's been on them for 10 laps already. I think Potato and Coxie might be doing a 2-stop here. Just to do something different. And Abyss still can't close in as Potato's now outside the 1 second threshold of the two Ferraris here. So it's probably going to be another 1-2 here, but with Coxie's time penalty, that 1-2 might be in danger come the end of the race here. 18 laps to go, so we've hit half race distance. And look here, Potato 1.1 already. 3 and 4 that tyre difference is crucial here. But it looks like Ryan Cox is a little bit better on his tyres. That might be another warning for Coxie there. Viper and Vince are closing in on Chandler, so now they're starting to eke into Chandler's time here. Mash and Rilo, they're close enough for some DRS as well, but yeah, look, there goes Abyss here. And I would hazard a guess Potato's tyres are starting to wear out just a little bit more than the others. Benz and Viper swapping as well. I'm going to be surprised to see Chandler close in onto Potato ASAP here. We don't remember the tyres. It's 4 lap difference between Potato and Chandler, but the gap is 3.7. And I think if Chandler could sniff an opportunity for to get to Potato, I think he'll take it with both hands here. But the Ferraris have already got a 1.8 second gap here. Ryan Cox needs another 1.2 to keep that P2 next to his name. What he doesn't want is a safety car. And usually when I say that, there's yellow flags. It's just Camilla having a little bit of a spin. Usually when I say that, there's something happens, and it almost happened again there, chat. It almost happened again. Look, 2 seconds is now the gap. And Potato still has DRS onto Abyss here. Viper and Fins working well here to at least catch up to P5 here. It's more points on the board for those two, but Chandler still holding it on his own here. Camilla, another time penalty. That's 12 seconds of pens. And now he's got blue flags. And Camilla is now lapped, which is unfortunate. Chandler 2.8. That's under 3 seconds between Chandler, Abyss, and Potato here. This could get interesting here. Could Chandler nab some DRS of Camilla here? No, he won't, because Camilla's gone for a spin again. Oh, Camilla's having a rough old time here tonight, chat. He's having a rough old time. His Viper's so close to DRS. He won't get it, but Fins will. Abyss is ahead of Potato. Gap still 2.6 here. Fins did not overtake Viper here. But now Viper's within the DRS. So now Viper can charge up the battery. Same with Fins as well. So now Chandler will have Viper and Fins to try and help him close up to Abyss and Potato. Because that is for a podium. Maybe they could work together to close in onto Ryan Cox here, who does have a 3-second time penalty. 15 to go. 15 to go. There's yellow flags. Is that going to cause a safety car? No, it's not. I think it was just a spin. I think if there's a DNF, it'll bring out a safety car. And then what did he do? Did he go for the mediums? Do they have another set of mediums? Benno pitted again. Of course, he had to pit again due to front wing damage. But he might have to go soft tyres at the end here. That's what, and then the 8 laps, lap to lap 30, so the mediums could do 15 and just take him to soft tyre territory. Maybe bank on a safety car as well. Still 2.5 seconds between Potato and Chandler, but Viper and Fins are right there. The gap between Fins and Mash, 10 seconds. Yellow flag sector 1 again. Is that going to bring out a safety car? No, it's just Camilo spinning. Oh my days. So Potato has done 15 laps on these tyres. Coxie's done 14. The gap between Potato and Chandler, it was under the 2-second threshold here, which is undercut territory. I think if these two want to pit, though, and if Abyss pits again, they will come out ahead of Abyss here. 4 seconds the margin, which is a big margin for the two Ferrari boys here. That's outside of undercut territory there. Truos gets a time penalty. He's down in P12. Viper does get Chandler in the end. But I don't think Chandler's not too fussed about that. I think he could use Viper and fans to close up to Potato and Abyss more effectively now with the DRS. Viper 1.7 seconds already. I think that's due to the tyres. I think that's due to the tyres here. What we got? 13 laps to go. Camilo into the pits. He'll put on mediums to go to the end. And that means he'll be lapped by the entire field here. I mean, Benno's at the final corner. Jaws has lapped his teammate. And the last car to lap Camilo is Benno. So, that's unfortunate. Look, Ferrari Boys 4.4. So, if there is some late drama unfolding, the Ferrari Boys will be, especially Ryan Cox, will be okay after the pit window. 12 to go. Still no safety car. But no one's really out as well, so... yeah. And Viper's closing in onto his teammate here. Derek Cast, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Wallaby Racing League. Hopefully you have a fantastic Wednesday wherever you may be in the world. Yeah, we got 4 rounds to go, including tonight. So after tonight, there will be only 3 rounds to go. Due to the fact the new game comes out early, that means there is a round that has to be taken off. And the round that's off is Japan, ladies and gentlemen. So Wallaby will not be racing Japan. Somebody's doing some motorbike riding in the middle of my street at 9:30 at night, chat. So welcome to 2770 there, chat. But yeah, no, Japan off the calendar, which is quite surprising. And this was a server-wide vote as well, not just the tier 1. It's the other 3 tiers as well. Tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. So, yeah. Japan off the calendar. After tonight, there's only 3 rounds. And next week, ladies and gentlemen, is the Wally back-to-back round. And I said in qualifying, I'm fearful for that round to be a back-to-back. If this is the sort of number we're going to get again next week, don't be surprised if it's only a 1 race event here, event chat. I am fearful for that round next week. Like I mean, it's kind of boring as it is right now because not much is happening. I mean, Viper Channel and fans have caught up to Potato and Biss, but they're not overtaking or anything. I mean, Potato did a worldie of an undercut. Ryan Cox stayed ahead of Potato, but now their tyres are starting to feel shot. There's 10 laps to go, and yeah, it's just not much happening. Unfortunately for Camilla, he'll be lapped by Benno, which means he'll be lapped by the entire field. I mean, the biggest shock was Chandler getting pole. I mean, what a lap. We're on it. We did it on board for his final run, and he got pole, so... yeah, he's still P6. So, still good haul of points for the Sauber team. And they'll push away from Alpine once again. Camilla, another time penalty. If there is some sort of safety car, chat. If there is some sort of safety car, that could be huge for the whole grid. But yeah, next week is the back-to-back round. It is one of them is Baku. I can't remember what the other one was. Let me just check for you. It is Mexico and Baku next week, ladies and gentlemen. So, quite different tracks. but not really different tracks. I mean, you got the long straights. Baku, obviously the longest one. Mexico, not that far off with that pit straight there. So, yeah, quite interesting. If it does indeed go ahead, some more points are on offer. But realistically, I think now we can probably safely say Reedy's got one hand on the title. I think he's only got to score like 1 or 2 points next week, and he's confirmed champion. So, and I'm pretty sure Ferrari with this 1-2, 7 seconds is the gap. It's yeah. I think they have won the constructors. Don't quote me on that, chat, especially with the constructors. I'm not sure what the maths is like, but I mean the gap is 124 points, so it's P2. So another 1-2, and the RBs are 4th and 5th. So big points going to Ferrari's way. There's other flags. Someone's had enough. I think that might be Churros. No. Was it Camillo? No. It might have been... I think it might have been Sammy. I think it might have been Sammy there, chat. But yeah, 8 laps to go in this one here. No, it was Ferrari Pro. It was... Oh, Camillo's off! Is that going to bring out a safety car? Imagine. Imagine it brings out a safety car. No, no safety car. You gotta hope the safety car's on, chat. You gotta hope the safety car's on. Otherwise, all fans, that could be interesting. 28 out of 35. Which will turn into 29 out of 35. 7 laps to go in this Hungary race here. It certainly got interesting after lap 7 till like lap 10, 11. But after till now, there's been nothing. I mean, Vipercella and Finns were closing in on each other. Then they closed in onto Potato and Abyss. Mash Jr. is ahead of Rilo heading into turn 1. Ferrari Pro is going to try and nab an extra point. Who has actually got that fast lap? It's with Reedy, 15.7. So 15.7 is what Ferrari Pro is going to get. He's going to find a second. And I think he can find that on the soft compound tyres. Chandler P6. Chandler P6. Yeah, I know, chat. I know. But no one's going to make a move until the final 2 laps. 34, 35 is the laps we're expecting. Oh my word. It's Camillo again. He's broken his other wing off. I mean, he's guaranteed 2 points here. He's guaranteed 2 points for Haas. And he's been lapped twice. And Finns is ahead of Chandler. Finn's caught Chandler napping, but here comes Chandler once again down the inside. Okay, now we're starting to get some excitement here, chat. Okay, these two are still going side by side. Chandler pulls ahead. Okay, there we go, lap 30. Lap 30, there we go, chat. And the Ferraris are still just pulling away. Camillo, 3-second time penalty. Ferrari Pro gets the fastest lap. I don't think anybody's going to beat that unless someone goes for... Somebody goes for the sauce. Maybe a Sammy. Maybe a Sammy could go for it. I mean, his teammate's into the pits and he's now been lapped. I think Better's going to try and go for a point here, but I reckon Semi should go for it as well. Oh, but he's got Mashed and Wyler right there. Their pens are 3 seconds each. Can Semi close in onto these two? He's guaranteed at least a P90, but if he goes for the point here, he might actually close back on him with 5. It'll be 4 laps. It'll be 4 laps, so will he have enough time? That is the question he'll be thinking to himself here. Benno's out on track here, and he's going to try to go for the point. What's Sammy's fastest lap? 16.5. He's got 1.4 seconds, which it can be done. I mean, Ferrari Pro found what 1.6, so it can be done if Sammy has the battery, of course. And Reedy's pulled a second gap out here. There's some yellow flags. There's some yellow flags here. Oh no, it's just better letting cars go through. It was just better letting cars go through. Imagine if there was a safety car there, chat. Camilla, another 3 seconds. Fins gets ahead of Chandler. Forward to go. Forward to go. We've got some action here. I think Benno's given his teammates DRS here, which is not bad play. Trying to close in onto Mash and Riley here. You've both got 3 second time penalties. I tell you what, Sammy could be looking at a P8 here. Sammy could be looking at a P8 here if he can stay within 3 seconds of Mash as well. Riley's starting to struggle here. The tyres are starting to wear out here. Potato 25 laps, or it'll be 26 laps. Ryan Cox has done 25. So yeah, there's a tyre offset there, chat. It's between 3, 4, and 5 laps for Potatoes and Sydney Sweetney and the rest of them. It looks like Sammy's under that 3 second threshold of Mash Jr. He's got to find some more time though, just to be clear here. And with 3 to go, it'll be 2 to go once Reedy crosses the line here. Troy's came out another penalty. He's down in P12 though, so he won't be a factor. Especially for Benno, who's right there, and Chiruz is at the final corner. So Benno is ahead of Rilo. So yeah, again, another Ferrari dominant win here. It'll seem here. Two to go. Currently, fast lap, it's still with Ferrari Pro. 15-1. Rilo's into the pits. He's had enough. He's got to go for that fastest lap point. Did Semi get... Did he get DRS? He did get DRS. He did get DRS. Let's have a look. 2.7 is the gap between Semi and Mash Jr. here. I tell you what, that is good work from the Mercedes boys there, especially for Benno, helping out his teammate here. An extra 2 positions here, which means more points coming to Mercedes, as they are currently last. And they are chasing Haas, so The gap is 22 points. So currently, 12th and 14th is... So they'll gain 6 points. Mercedes 13th and 8th is 15 points. So they'll close the gap by 9 points heading into next week. So that will be huge. As Potato is ahead on to the final lap of the race here. Apologies that we missed that. They're going 3 wide heading into turn number 3. It's the Red Bull family here. It's the Red Bull family fraction here. It's 2 RBs against 1 Red Bull. Chandler gets a time penalty. Oh, he was doing so well as well. But Sammy will get P8. It will see me on the final lap. But Chandler went through a move here. That's not what you want to see. But we're watching this battle between 3rd, 4th, and 5th here. I mean, 6th and 7th are right there as well. Chandler is ahead. I think he might be trying to battle like he doesn't have a pan here. Viber goes wide. It's going to be another dominant race win. It's Reedy winning, and that's probably championship done for Ferrari. But who's going to take P3 in this race? It looks like Potato will have it. And he does. It's Potato, Abyss, Viper, Fins, Chandler P7. It'll be Sammy in P8. There it is, Mash P9, Rilo getting another pan. Benno will get 13th. Camilo will get 14th. Rilo coming across the line. He will finish P10 for McLaren. Ferrari Pro in the Aston. I mean, he's got to change his name. He's been in the Aston like all this time he is reserving. Has not been in with the within the Ferrari at all. Ferrari Pro gets an extra point for the Astons, which is huge for them. And Truos will finish in P12. He will finish in P12. So there we go, chat. There is Hungary. Done and dusted. 3 rounds to go before the season ends. Potato driver of the day. Started from P10, getting a podium. We'll get the top 3 in. We will get the top 3 in, chat. Have a chat about tonight's race and looking forward to next week. Oh, Goffy, if you're watching, we've got the race results for you. We have race results. So there it is. All done and dusted. I'm pretty sure Ferrari are Constructors champions. I don't think the RBs can catch up to them now. Really, with this win, I think he's only got to score like 3 points next week. So it's his championship now. Miracles do happen, exactly. Coxie Potato, we're just waiting on one more chat, and then we'll kick off the podium celebrations here this evening. But yeah, it was certainly an interesting race in the aspect of the first 11 laps, but then after that it was, yeah, not great. And that is Lefty. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll kick off the podium celebrations with Potato. Well, that's certainly got a bit spicy at the end there with your teammate and Abyss, the Red Bull family. P3 after starting from P10, not the greatest qualifying from your perspective, but a podium nonetheless. Tell us about that race from your perspective.
I'm honestly surprised. I just have terrible pace around here. Always have, always will. The strategy that we had worked pretty well, and then I just basically drove the race, got up to where I was, and then stayed behind the base and overtook him final lap. Pretty simple, just drove the race. Pretty boring.
And Wallaby back to back round next week. It is Mexico and Baku. What are your thoughts heading to those two tracks next week?
Don't mind Mexico. Absolutely hate Baku with a burning hole. Like Baku in the bin.
Well, GG's on the well deserved P3. Hopefully, see you back on the podium next week for the back to back rounds. We go to P2 man Ryan Cox. Well, it got interesting with the undercut, but your teammate just had that little bit more pace, even with your 3 second time penalty. P2 in the end, probably thinking it's your Ferrari constructors champions. But tell us about that race from your perspective.
That was wonderful. Uh, I really struggled. Uh, just keeping the car on the road. I had 5 warnings, so I was very, very close to 6 seconds. Uh, yeah, I was really struggling. Lefty basically drove both cars that race, so it's credit to him that I ended up P2, that he dragged me along and he had the pace that he had. But yeah, he was miles quicker than me. And I was sweating just trying to keep with him. Um, and obviously he was helping out and slowing down and giving me DRS. Um, and that's what led to the 1-2 and yeah, I think the constructors, which is really awesome. Um, yeah, that was. I mean, it's P2 and it's awesome, and I should be happy, but that sucked.
And you're flying up the table as well. I think you're near enough in the top five in the drivers. Is that your goal for the final 3 rounds? With the two back to backs and there's 100% at the end as well. Is that your goal, just to get into that top five in the drivers' championship? On a personal note.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how we go. I think I'll kind of automatically end up top 5 with Campbell and Ox not racing as much. Um, but yeah, it's nice, particularly having missed a good part of the season.
And speaking of the back-to-back round, it is Mexico and Abu Dhabi next week. What are your thoughts on those two tracks?
Yeah, they're both pretty good actually. I quite like Mexico. Oh, Baku. Oh yeah. I'll do Mexico, and good luck convincing me to do Baku.
Well, GG's on the waters of P2. Hopefully see you back on the podium in the back-to-back round next week. We go to the race winner, Left for Dead. Well, it's another easy win for you, and probably a little bit of redemption considering what happened at Jeddah. But yeah, probably confirms Ferrari are constructors champions. I think RB had to outscore you tonight, but that did not happen. And I think you only have to score like 3 or 4 points at one of the races next week. So tell us about that race from your perspective, after starting from P2 as well.
Yeah, quali was good. I actually thought I had it in the bag, and so I took a gamble on the inters, which I hadn't run all sessions, so just didn't work for me, and it probably cost me pole. I think if I did one more lap on the wets, I think I had a lot of time in it, considering I took a lot of weight out of the car for the final run. But starting from P2, I got stuck for a little bit, dropped down to third, and then made my way back up. Obviously got undercut by Potato and Ryan, but that's kind of what I was going for. I wanted the offset. I could deal with the overheating rear left for a little while. Um, and then yeah, I just didn't expect to have the pace that I had on the hards. I expected to, catch them in the last 5 or 10 laps. Um, which I'm glad I caught them early because I needed time to lift and coast, which is what I was doing the majority of the time I was ahead of Ryan. Um, I kind of noticed he had a 3 second and knew I had some good pace, especially in the middle sector compared to the rest of the grid. So I just dragged him along as long as I could until the gap was about 10 seconds, and then, 1 second, and then I just got into the middle, and then I was able to catch him. So I was really happy with that. And then, yeah, I just didn't expect to have the pace that I had on the hards. I expected to, catch them in the last 5 or 10 laps. I didn't have to lift and coast anymore, so I just kind of took off and did my own thing after we secured the 1-2 pretty much. And then, yeah, it was just a good race. I mean, it was kind of boring, but that's the way it goes when half the grid decides not to race anymore.
And well, speaking of half the grid missing, back to back next week, Mexico and Baku. What are your thoughts on those two tracks heading into the final 3 rounds?
Mexico's not my favorite, mainly because it has the same problem as here. On the mediums, you just overheat like crazy, 110, 111 degrees, sometimes more. But Baku, of course, I love it. I push for it to be on the calendar, so hopefully I can win it. But yeah, that'll be maybe my last race of the season. I can't remember. I think I might be here for the last one.
Well, GG's on a well-deserved race and hopefully see you back on the podium next week at the back-to-back. Well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Another week of Wallaby Racing League action is done and dusted. As I've said numerous times this evening, Japan has been knocked off the calendar due to the game releasing earlier than expected. So instead of 4 rounds, there's only 3 rounds to go, including a back-to-back and a 100% race distance. Not sure if that's double points or not. If that's double points, then ignore everything I just said about Ferrari being constructors champions. But you know, miracles can happen, as Goffy has said in the chat. But yeah, until next time, it is a goodbye. T4, T3 is on Sunday, T2 on Tuesday, and Tier 1 next Wednesday as usual. All will be at Mexico and Baku, or Baku and Mexico. Not sure how the lads are going to play it. And yeah, let's enjoy the final 3 rounds, chat. Until then, it is a goodbye.